which is being held online via Zoom, but the meeting is also being live streamed. I'm Lydia Wilson, Chair of Council, and I'd also like to introduce my administrator colleagues. Firstly, Administrator Peter Duncan.
Good morning, everyone.
And Administrator Christian Zara.
Good morning, everybody.
I'd also like to introduce our Chief Executive Officer, Craig Lloyd, and ask in turn that he introduce the other officers in attendance.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning, everyone. So I'd like to introduce Jacinta Stevens, our Executive Manager of Office of Council and CEO.
Good morning, everybody.
And Janine Morgan, our Executive Manager of Public Affairs.
Good morning, everyone.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. As is customary, on behalf of Council, I recognise the rich Aboriginal heritage of this country and acknowledge the Wurundjeri Willem clan and Tongarong people as the traditional owners of lands within the City of Whittlesea. And I'd also like to pay my personal respects to elders past, present and emerging. I'll now read our diversity and good governance statement. At the City of Whittlesea, we are proud of our diversity and the many cultures, faiths and beliefs that make up our community. We strive to be an inclusive, welcoming city that fosters active participation, well-being and connection to each other and this land. We commit as a council to making informed decisions to benefit the people of the City of Whittlesea now and into the future, to support our community's vision of a place for all. I note that all administrators are present. Administrators, if you have a conflict of interest in any item on the notice paper, you may verbally disclose the type and nature of the interest now, but you must make a declaration immediately before consideration of the matter in question. Are there any items for which you have a conflict of interest to declare?
No, Chair.
No, Chair.
And I also have no interest to declare. If we now move on to general business, and we'll be working through the agenda, but I note that we've only got 2 reports to consider this morning. And the first report is item 3.1.1, which is the 2022-2023 annual report. I'd like to present Council's 2022-2023 annual report for endorsement, and in so doing, briefly outline some of its highlights. And I'd like to indicate from the start that I'll exercise my discretion to extend my speaking time, but also that of my administrator colleagues if required. This annual report provides an overview of Council's performance over the past financial year against the 5 goals set out in our Community Plan 2021 to 2025 and our annual budget. The report highlights our key achievements, challenges and an outlook on our future focus. The theme of this year's report is Love Where We Live, which reflects our ongoing efforts to provide our residents, businesses and community with a strong sense of pride and also place in the City of Whittlesea. We had a $55 million capital works program and delivered many exciting and important projects, including road projects such as the much needed Findon Road extension, facilities including the new Mernda Social Support Centre that will provide day respite and social support services for older residents, and also a number of local playgrounds to provide families with really important spaces to come together. I know that I can speak for all administrators in saying how delighted we are that we've made significant progress on the delivery of our Aboriginal gathering place at Quarry Hills Parkland, with genuine and comprehensive traditional owner engagement and completion of design development and construction to begin in the next financial year. Sustainability continues to be another key focus for the City of Whittlesea. And in addition to developing our 10-year climate change plan and our sustainable environment strategy, we also introduced a new municipal-wide curbside glass recycling service. We were one of the first metropolitan councils to roll out this service to divert more waste from landfill. In 2022-2023, we also planted more than 7,000 trees in streets, parks and open space, helping to increase green cover across the municipality, which is a really key plank for our Greening Whittlesea strategy. It's also very pleasing to report that our strong advocacy efforts have resulted in a really significant $42 million in election commitments from the Victorian State Government during the election. This includes $20 million in funding to support the delivery of the second stage of the Regional Aquatic and Sports Centre in Mernda. And our ongoing advocacy to the federal government has also resulted in a commitment to deliver the Beveridge Intermodal Freight Terminal, which is a $1.8 billion project, which will generate some 20,000 local jobs. Another key administrator priority has been to continue to expand our comprehensive community engagement program to ensure that our residents have ample opportunity to engage with council in ways that suit them. And over the past year, we've consulted with our community on 39 different projects. And I do also need to note that we conducted monthly coffee with council sessions right across the whole of the municipality at local cafes, which were really well attended. I'm particularly proud of the strong and responsible financial management that we're reporting on this year. And we've taken a really balanced and prudent approach to operating costs and also increases in rates and charges, being very mindful of the many pressures on our residents associated with the cost of living escalation and also successive rate increases. Finally, just a few comments of appreciation. I'd like to thank our CEO, his executive leadership team and the many wonderful staff across the City of Whittlesea for their dedication and ongoing commitment to delivering for our residents and businesses and the enormous support that they've provided us in our roles. I'd also just like to briefly express my appreciation to my colleagues, Administrators Duncan and Zara. We have tremendous unity in purpose and a unilateral commitment to work together to deliver our really ambitious roadmap going forward and preparing for the return of elected representatives in October 2024. And finally, my thanks go to Janine Morgan and to Natalie Corbett for the oversight of the development of our annual report. It's a really superbly written document in plain English. It's available in a number of different formats, easy to navigate, good imagery, and use of infographics. So congratulations to Janine, to you and the team. We look forward to continuing to support our community over the next 12 months. And on that note, I would like to move the recommendation that Council endorse the 2022-23 Council report in accordance with Section 100 of the Local Government Act 2020 and write to the Minister for Local Government Victoria and all local members of Parliament to advise of highlights of the Council over the past 12 months and provide a copy of the annual report. I'm happy to respond to any questions my administrator colleagues might have.
No questions, Chair.
No questions from me, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. So do I have a mover for the recommendation for item 3.5.2?
Happy to move that, Chair.
Thank you, Administrator Duncan. And do I have a seconder?
Happy to second it, Chair.
Thank you, Administrator Zara. Would the mover like to speak to the item?
Yes, thank you, Chair. I think in your highlight and presenting this report, it's really a testament to the enormous amount of work that has gone on in the last 12 months at Council, and not just capital works projects, but a plethora of items that's happening in terms of making sure our community are safe and supported. And you did touch on that it's been a very difficult year, particularly coming into this calendar year in terms of cost of living for our residents. The plans for the future obviously are highlighted somewhat in the annual report, but a reflection on the past 12 months really goes to show how much we are trying to ensure that our community is a place for all, and the level of engagement that has taken place across the community I think has been just superb, and giving residents the opportunity to tell us what is it that they need, not just for now, but in the future. I'd also like to thank the state government for their unwavering support of the City of Whittlesea in terms of just supporting in general, but also funding that we have received throughout the year. Without their support, we probably wouldn't be able to do as much as we have been doing, so that's always greatly appreciated. So I think, as you said, Chair, congratulations to all the staff and to our CEO and the whole executive team and all of the staff. Whatever role you have in Council, you have contributed to what has been a very, very good year. So congratulations to everyone, and looking forward to the next 12 months.
Thank you, Administrator Duncan. Administrator Zara.
Thank you, Chair. Can I just acknowledge that I've served as an administrator for a portion of this financial year that we're talking about, and commend yourself, Lydia, and our colleague Peter for your service over the whole 12 months, and also acknowledge my predecessor in this role, Administrator Chris Eddy, who served for the larger part of that 12-month period, and recognise his contribution to the year that we're talking about. Chair, this is an important document. It's an important public accountability document and sets out comprehensively the work that City of Whittlesea has done over this period. There is a lot to be proud of. And in fact, for me, one of the things that really shines through in this report is the pride that we all have as the Council and our hardworking team in the City of Whittlesea, in our organisation, but most importantly, in the people and organisations who contribute so much to making City of Whittlesea the amazing community that it is. I just draw people's attention to a couple of important pages, in my view, in the document. So page 23 is where we've got our Community Award winners, and page 24 where we've got our Business Achievement Award winners. These people, businesses and organisations, really are the heart and soul of our community and are great exemplars of everything we seek to encourage and support. So I draw people's attention to those sections. It's a long report. It's about 118 pages, but those two pages are, I think, particularly important. Chair, I also draw the attention of those people who will be watching today, this meeting, to page 25, which is how rate revenue at the City of Whittlesea is spent. As I mentioned before, the annual report is probably the most important public accountability document produced by local government. And there is a comprehensive setting out there of where and how ratepayers' money is being spent. I just draw people's attention to that. It's in plain language and easy to follow. A great year of achievement. There's a lot to be proud of. I commend you, Lydia, and our colleague Peter for your work over the whole 12 months, and I commend our hardworking team and all those people in the community who took the time to contribute to the processes, whether it be coming and joining us for coffee with Council, or whether it be contributing to the public engagement processes that we've had throughout that 12-month period. They've all made our work better, and the achievements of City of Whittlesea so much more because they've taken the time to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, administrators. I'll now put that motion to a vote. All those in favour? The motion is carried. Thank you. If we now move to item 3.5.1, appointment of acting chair of council, and if I could invite our executive manager, Office of Council, and the CEO, Jacinta Stevens, to introduce this item.
Thank you, Chair. This recommendation is to seek Administrator Duncan to be acting administrator while you are on leave. The Local Government Act allows for an acting chair or an acting mayor while the administrator is on leave. So this report is seeking just that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacinta. Administrators, do you have any questions relating to this item?
No, Chair.
Do I then have a mover for the officer recommendation for item 3.5.1?
I'm happy to move that recommendation, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Administrator Zara, and I'm happy to second the officer recommendation. There is no need to speak to the item, given that it is self-explanatory. So I'll now put that motion to a vote. All those in favour? The motion is carried. Thank you. Administrators, are there any items of urgent business?
None, Chair.
No, I also have no items of urgent business. So that brings us to the end of the meeting, and therefore I declare the meeting formally closed at 10:18 a.m.